Hi guys, it's Joey, the Fat Controller, and this morning I'm just sending this broadcast out, and it's the difference between a fat controller who detects and that doesn't diet. So, a fat controller is always learning and open to learning. Fat loss isn't some sort of protocol or plan or regime that you followed for a set period of time to set rules, because ultimately what happens is after you follow that plan you will revert back to old ways unless you've really taken hold or grasp of the mindful aspect of learning new eating patterns. So this is exactly why diets don't work in the long run, because they're simply largely based on following a plan for a set amount of time, and it doesn't challenge how you think, and it doesn't get you to detect and learn and start to understand how food and exercise in your environment will impact your ability to burn fat and be fitter, stronger and happier. So by simply following a plan or protocol or diet, you are not learning the process. You are not taking responsibility for how your body responds to food or exercise. And when I mean respond, we're talking about feedback. So you will get feedback from your body every time you eat, every time you exercise, every time you sleep, every time you get stressed. And that feedback will manifest itself in forms of whether you're energized, whether you're motivated, whether you feel full, whether you feel ravenously hungry, whether you have cravings, whether you feel tired, fatigued. If you don't get to grips and start to learn the signs and recognise the feedback, then you will never be in control of all your food choices or outcomes, because you will not be able to recognise and then alter your process as you go. So a fat controller is always learning about themselves. A fat controller will know that what they eat for breakfast will greatly impact how they feel in the evening. A fat controller will also know that how they sleep can affect cravings and hunger the following day. A fat controller will also know how exercise will impact their appetite, and the right forms of exercise for them will impact it in a positive way, and the wrong forms of exercise will impact it in a negative way. So in other words, everything we do, eat, say, think, everything we see can greatly impact our metabolism, and in particular our fat burning metabolism. So a detector or a dieter will use the scales. A fat controller will not use the scales to measure success, but rather a fat controller will monitor how they're feeling in terms of fitness, strength, whether they're happier, more motivated, and how the tape measure will feel around their waist, etc. So if you haven't yet, grab yourself a journal or a diary and start to write down what you're eating and when, and you will start to notice feedback. So when you get hungry, or when you get tired, or when you have cravings, you can look back at your journal and try to ascertain what it is that you could do differently, or what it is that you've done that maybe has set off that particular feedback signal that you're having at that time. You know, how did you sleep the night before? How did you exercise? You know, exercise and meals don't work in isolation. Everything you do on a daily basis all is part of a big picture, and they all will affect your metabolism, your unique metabolism, and the way your body responds in a very different way from someone else. So as you become a better fat controller, you'll start to automatically understand what food choices and combinations of food, and what exercise or combinations of exercise, sleep and stress will impact, and how they impact your body, and you can be in a better position to be able to make more informed choices. So you'll be in control, you'll be a fat controller. So thank you for listening in, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Take care.